Mediation in criminal cases, a special responsibility for the suspect and mediators. During mediation, under the supervision of two mediators, the suspect and the victim talk to each other about the event and its consequences. The aim is that this will lead to rehabilitation for both parties. The outcome of the mediation influences the decision of the public prosecutor on the further proceedings of the criminal case or the verdict of the judge. Crucial in the mediation process is that the suspect should be willing to admit responsibility for the crime, so that the victim does not become a victim all over again. It is important that mediators know how to oversee this, which is not always easy. What precisely does a suspect need to show in order to assume that responsibility? Acknowledging something is not the same as actually admitting it, and how can mediators give shape to this process in the best way possible? Accepting responsibility plays a role in all 4 stages of the mediation process. We will illustrate this with the help of an example. This is Marcel. He's off to pick up some things from a friend's house and parks his van in reverse. He then hears a crash. Ava is on her way home. She does not see that the van in front of her is trying to reverse. She collides into it and hits her head on the curb when she falls. Ava ends up in hospital with serious injuries. Marcel is prosecutor by operation of law, an opportunity for mediation. The court clerk and the mediation officer selected this case for mediation during the first stage of the mediation process. Marcel admits that he was driving the van. Is he also then assuming responsibility? In the second stage, the mediators talk with the victim and with the suspect. During the conversation with Marcel, mediator Nadia asks him what he thinks Ava wants. "An apology," he says, "but I'm not going to give that. I couldn't do anything about it." Which types of techniques can the mediators use to help Marcel accept his responsibility? In the third stage, the suspect and the victim talk to each other under the supervision of the mediators. When Marcel sits down with Ava, the first thing he says is, "I think it's so awful, but I didn't see you coming on your bike." The mediators can sense Ava tense up and seek the right way to intervene. In the fourth stage, the mediator draws up a final agreement with the agreements that have been made for both parties and for the public prosecutor or the judge. Nadia wants this to explain that Marcel accepts his responsibility for what happened. He feels terrible about it. At the same time, Nadia wants to avoid providing supporting evidence for the punishable offense. What's the best way for her to write this down? The assumption of responsibility by the suspect plays an important role in every stage of mediation. Our research provides answers. How can the term responsibility be defined? Which techniques can mediators make use of? This helps both the suspect and the victim start their rehabilitation.